Bangladesh is celebrating its 50 years of independence. What are the expectations from the visit, and what do you think this visit will bring as far as the relationship between India and Bangladesh is concerned?
Thank you very much. Well, I don't want to preempt the Prime Minister, but the effort is to look at this year as a very, very special year, which it is in our bilateral relationship and for Bangladesh. First of all, it is the birth centenary of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. As our Prime Minister said, he's not only the father of the nation of Bangladesh, he's also a hero to Indians. So that is one very important sort of pillar of the visit. The second, as you said, is 50 years of liberation. Liberation and 50 years of the recognition of Bangladesh. We were the second country to recognize independent Bangladesh before even the victory of December 16th, the liberation. So these three things form, in a sense, an unshakable, abiding foundation for the relationship. So it's important for us at this juncture to be able to, in both countries, look at the relationship again from the lens of what it rests upon and to recognize that it is truly a unique relationship. It is easy in the course of day-to-day events, day-to-day sort of, government-to-government dealings, business dealings, to occasionally forget that. But we are where we are today as a result of that foundation. And so the Prime Minister's visit is very much focused on putting the relationship clearly front and center from the position of where it started. So that's a very important objective. When you get your fundamentals right, everything else follows. The second part of it is to continue to build the relationship forward, recognizing that it's not just politics, but it is the totality of our friendship with Bangladesh, the whole nation, that matters. So the Prime Minister's visit will include, of course, messaging to the public in Bangladesh of the importance of our shared cultural ties, our historical ties, the link that we are building through more trade, more connectivity, more travel. Of course, may not be the best time to be talking about travel, but the pandemic will pass one day. And our capacity to be able to work together even at the worst of times, like during the pandemic. It is noteworthy, for instance, that through this past year, India and Bangladesh, and indeed most of the rest of South Asia, we've been working together to find ways in which we can share experiences, build better in terms of our response to COVID. This has included putting together platforms for working out delivery of vaccines, working out cold storage chains, working out protocols for vaccine delivery and for testing. So all of this time has actually been used well to build up to what has now become the fact that Bangladesh is today the largest recipient outside India of made in India vaccines. And our effort is to ensure, within the limits of our capacity, within the limits of our other international legal commitments, that we ensure that in our neighborhood, countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, where we have such the closest of people-to-people ties, border relationships, we can all collectively move towards immunization of our people together. It's going to be an uphill task because the numbers are vast and the challenge is big. So this will be another part of the visit agenda. And finally, I think we also want to start looking at how we see the relationship in the next 50 years. So that means also starting to reach out in a more organized way to the next generation of Bangladeshis, fostering partnerships, looking at information technology, new areas of cooperation. Because the foundation is good, we must also now look at the next level of the building, which is the superstructure.
Right. Just one final question. Bangladesh is one of the fastest growing economies in the world now. So far, it has been sort of recipient of India's help, aid, whatever. What is it that India can look for from Bangladesh as someone who's been here for some time now and you've been looking for something like that? Do you find an opportunity where Bangladesh can also contribute to something together with India for development of the region?
Oh, absolutely. Look, in India, I think there is a need for us to actually come to terms with what the new Bangladesh is. The new Bangladesh is a development star. It has done brilliantly in terms of socioeconomic development markers. It is doing really, really well in terms of economic development. Are there challenges? Sure, there are challenges. There are challenges in every country. But Bangladesh has shown great capacity to manage its challenges and to move forward. So there are things that we can and must work with Bangladesh towards. For instance, ensuring that across this entire region, if we can improve the totality of, say, energy infrastructure, then there are benefits to be had for all of us in terms of more affordable power, in terms of cleaner power, in terms of less carbon intensive growth. So this is a collective enterprise. We should do this together. Managing environment, managing natural disasters. We are at the top of the Bay of Bengal. We have a long history of having had to deal with natural disasters. Bangladesh and India have a lot that they can contribute both individually and together to each other. Third, technology. Bangladesh is moving really fast in terms of the Digital Bangladesh program that the Prime Minister of Bangladesh has started up. In being able to use its young and very, very energetic workforce in coming up with new ideas in the digital domain. This is an area in which we can also work with Bangladesh and see this as partnerships in a more borderless world for the future. And finally, I think one thing which we should have the willingness to start looking at, Bangladesh's capacities in terms of moving people out of ultra poverty is something where we could also benefit. It's not just in microfinancing. The range of items in which Bangladesh has done really well in terms of socio-economic upliftment is really quite brilliant. And I think there is a lot of space for us to work with some of the major national development partners like BRAC, like Kumudini. These are all big names in Bangladesh, which we do not, as yet, I think, engage enough with. So this should be the next step of it. We should, in other words, take also from Bangladesh where they're good. Finally, when Bangladesh grows as it is, it opens up possibilities for much larger market cooperation. We should be more open to having Bangladeshi businesses come and do business in India, invest in India, have joint ventures in Bangladesh, and look at how we can use the totality of our mutual advantages, our complementary advantages for the rest of the world.
That's a great thought, and I think on that note, I must say that this visit is extremely important, and I wish you all the best for receiving the Prime Minister, and may the visit go well, and India and Bangladesh can do much better in their relationship going forward. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, and more than that, thank you very much for the good wishes. We need them.
Thank you. Thank you. That was High Commissioner Vikram Doraiswami, India's High Commissioner to Bangladesh. And in fact, the Prime Minister's visit is just 2 days away. This is the first visit Prime Minister Modi is doing after November 2019. That itself shows how important Bangladesh is for India and how this relationship is looked at in New Delhi. In Dhaka, with camera person Abdullah, Nitin Gokhale for StratNews Global.